Hey everyone, hi and welcome to this video. I am Yogender, and in this video we'll be discussing the paradigm of shift left in data management, a topic which has been borrowed from the software engineering world, where it means that the testing and the validation should be moved closer to the development life cycle than later in the whole life cycle. Now, before we get into what exactly this means and how this is done in practice, let's see why this is important in the first place. Now, let's suppose you have some KPIs or some dashboards which are being used by your end customers, and they flag out some inconsistencies or some errors in the whole thing, and you then have to trace back the error or trace back the whole data pipeline to figure out where the error arose. And normally it happens that you figure out that it's there in the data producer stage when you are ingesting data. And one thing is that it takes a lot of effort and time from the data engineering teams to figure this out and diagnose this. But the other bigger critical issue is that it takes the trust from the end customers a big beating. Now, and that is why shift left becomes an important concept in the data management world. The other thing is that how do you implement this, or how is this used in practice? Now, one is that for validation and schema checks, you could do this early in the data pipeline at the producer stage, which means that you can figure out things such as null values, garbage values earlier. The second is that you can have data contracts defined, which means that how the schema should be there, data types and everything could be mentioned as a contract in a YAML or a JSON file. And this also helps in defining data products, and downstream multiple teams can use this as well. And the third is that in governance, this again becomes important because for data classification and data access, again, it's helpful. If you, let's say, have to define a PII data value in a financial, let's say, setup, you can always do this earlier in the data lifecycle. Now, also the benefits of this are that one thing definitely is that this increases the trust of the customer in your KPIs or dashboards. The downstream teams obviously have more trust as well when they're using this to, let's say, build any algorithms. And third is that you can always have multiple data products which can be used by multiple teams. In terms of where this is used, often is one is that when you, let's say, have to reduce your compute costs in data warehouse, you would prefer compute, most of it being there early in the pipeline than, let's say, in the warehouse. The second is when you have, let's say, real-time data. Let's suppose you have to have some monitoring or some diagnostics, some alarms. This becomes again important. And third is that if, let's suppose, you want to have headless data architecture, which can be used by multiple teams downstream, this becomes an important thing as well. So again, this will not solve all of your problems. Few things cannot be, let's say, shifted left altogether. But the more you do this, the more easy it becomes downstream. I hope you found this video useful, and happy to hear your thoughts, and thanks so much for watching.